Picking back up where we left this Dolomite at the end of the last video, I'm just beginning to look at dealing with the lack of alignment on the front wing here where it meets up to the door, and the same here. You can see on the wing itself I've highlighted the areas that I need to dress inwards. The difficulty, which I think I pointed out at the end of the last video, is that the position is basically set by the car manufacturer with this panel here and the panel manufacturer with this panel here, because they both meet up behind this sealant with a reverse flange that goes towards the back of the car. So there's two flanges together. So yeah, it's not possible just to bring this edge of the wing inwards because there's all this in behind. So my initial thoughts are that I'm going to try and bend the panel here, which will quite clearly shorten the distance between here and here, and that should draw the wing back into position for me. My concern is that while I'm doing it, the two sides of the flange will separate and move, but I can deal with that in due course. Once I've got the alignment right, I can then take the door off and then get to the two sides of the flange to just clamp them back together properly and re-secure them. So in we go. So it's not working. You can see here how we've got the return flanges on both the wing and the body, and it's just not allowing the panel to go any closer. So what I'm going to have to do, as I've started down here, cut the return flange off here, and then I can push it up close enough to the body to get really good alignment, and then I can just do some spot welds down on the panel that's attached to the body once we've made sure that the outer faces are all nicely lined up. So here we are. Here's the return flange removed. That'll go in the scrap bucket, and then I can get the face to get much closer to where we need to be. Just a few tacks of weld all the way down there, and we'll be nicely lined up on the outside here. Progress. So the solution is working beautifully. I've cut that return face off. I've cut some slots in this shaped panel because that clearly is holding the outside here in shape. And if you watch as I push from the outside, you can actually see the panels all overlapping nicely, with the one from the wing overlapping the one from the body. So all I've got to do is clamp this in position exactly where I want it, all the way down here. You can see where it's moving now. I'll just clamp it steady, put some tack welds in position, and then we're going to end up with, as you can see here, when I push them in, we've got some decent shot lines again, which is what we're after, panel alignment. So it's worked exactly as I'd hoped. We've got some much more acceptable alignment there. So yeah, pretty much lined up all the way up and down. Going to just seam seal inside where I had to cut and shut that panel, but yeah, happy with that. And then it's on to the next job. Now that I've got the wing back where I want it, I need to seam seal where those oddly shaped panels join together. I use this specific seam sealer. You can see here on the diagram, even if you can't understand the Hungarian script on it, that it's designed specifically for sealing panel gaps. What I sometimes find, especially on situations like this where the area's quite deep to get into, the dispensing spout that comes with it isn't always long enough. So I found the solution is just a bit of plastic pipe. You can put the pipe on over the end. I'm probably going to cut half of this off, but it doubles the usable length of the nozzle and makes applying the seam sealer a lot easier. Going to put that on, give it a lick of undercoat and probably some colour because in due course this is all going to be invisible, but I like to know that the colour's there anyway, and then it's on to the next job.